The MTA hopes congestion pricing pushes more people to use mass transit, but riders have reservations after a spate of attacks underground. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch acknowledged that today during an announcement about crime in the city. Numbers show it was down in most major categories during 2024, and Tisch expects that trend to continue this year. But she is spending time and resources on the subway where commuters say they just don't feel safe.
Effective this week, I've directed that we move more than 200 officers onto the trains to do specialty train patrols. And I have further directed that we deploy more officers onto subway platforms in the 50 highest crime stations in the city.
Well, the police commissioner also said it's difficult for officers to repeatedly arrest the same suspects for the same misdemeanor crimes, many of which the district attorney's office declines to prosecute. Well, it is no surprise the added congestion pricing toll has some people opting to take the train into New York City instead of driving. Eyewitness News reporter Kemberly Richardson, she continues our coverage. She is at Penn Station with a reaction from those folks. Kim.
Well, Liz, we are now roughly 40 hours into this plan, and people are sort of adjusting. They're making some tough decisions in terms of getting in and out of the city. Here at Penn Station, I spoke with a cross-section of commuters trying to make sense of it all. Three strangers with one thing in common, getting around New York City on this day two of congestion pricing.
I think what you're doing is ticking people off.
Here inside Penn Station, you'll find as many Plan A, Bs, and Cs as there are trains. Case in point, Timmery, an attorney who lives in South Orange and had a court appearance in Mineola today. That was a conscious choice not to drive.
Absolutely. I couldn't charge my client the extra fee that congestion pricing, came about. So sucked it up and got on the train.
Which is precisely one of the end goals of this country's first of its kind tolling plan. I caught up with Joe, who lives on the Upper East Side, had just come into Penn from Long Beach visiting his mom. He tells me about half the time he drives.
I may have to take her to the doctor or to the supermarket or whatever. The other times, I'll just take the Long Island Railroad.
The MTA acknowledges it will take time for people to adjust. Joe did just that on day one of this new normal.
I thought about congestion pricing, and it was my tiebreaker. I just decided I'll just take the train. I don't feel like paying the $9.
The downside, yep, canceled trains and delays. And when your job involves billable hours, that's a problem.
I'm waiting here for an extra half an hour because my train doesn't come until 12:30. And I would have been home by now.
Ira is playing it by ear, lives in Manhasset, works in Midtown, and up until now drove in once a week.
The added cost of congestion pricing makes it where I'm more likely to take the train on those days, even if I have to wait an extra 40 minutes to get home. Yep, hurry up and wait. One last thing that Timmery told me really got under her skin. Today she bought off-peak round-trip tickets on the train. That does not line up with the peak hours of congestion pricing. For now, we're live in Midtown. Kemberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.